Let's talk about what everyone seems to have forgotten about the I am presence. If you've watched a lot of my videos, you've heard me talk about this before. So to those early adopters, thank you for being here. Sorry you have to hear this again, but it is the hill I will scream on. To start this video, let's do a reminder. I prefer to use the terms divine mind and divine body. What is the divine mind? That is consciousness, spirit, the spark, the ignition. Or in other terms, you would know that as masculine principle. What is divine body? That is the part of us that receives, that holds and contains. It is the womb, or feminine principle. But why do I prefer to use those terms over divine feminine and divine masculine? Well, because in my opinion, some of the things that we often associate with feminine and masculine energy are traits and expression of them and not the essence of the energy. And it also allows for many of us to self-select and seed separation. I'm not saying that the use of divine feminine and divine masculine is wrong. I think it is valid, and I do think those traits and expressions do need healing so you can figure out which ones are true for you. But in essence, divine mind is consciousness, spirit, the initiation, the ignition, and divine body is reception, the holding, and womb. Now, I'm not going to make you wait until the end of the video to tell you what the missing piece of I am presence is. So, what did we all forget about? We forgot that I am me. Now, some spiritualists are probably thinking, ew, ego, but bear with me. What is the I am presence if you've not heard of it or if you need a reminder? So the I am is a concept that represents the divine self or higher self, the awareness that you yourself are a part of source of the universal one having an experience. I, the letter I, the pronoun, representing the spark, the divine mind, the logos and the word. Am, the verb to be, is acknowledgement that you exist. Your presence. Great. So what did we forget? Your body and your embodiment. Me, the receiver, the womb, the mirror. Me being an object pronoun that reflects the verb. So I is the source, is the universal one, igniting. Am is the action, the motion, the breath, the bridge. And me is the form of reflection. So it is the reflexive selfhood of divine expression. You can't really grow and evolve without reflecting. The I speaks, the me hears. The I gives, the me receives. And they are phase states of the one remembering. And how do I know this? Well, if you've been with me a while, you know that I have channeled different aspects of Divine Mother energies. So let's do a refresher on who the Mother of all creation is. The Mother of all creation is the body of the all, the womb of the all, through which all parts of the one, universal one, source, flows through of God. And her name has always come through to me, as the object pronoun. And the counterparts of the Divine Mother aspects that I channel have always come in with different sequences of the letter I, or one, with an M in there somewhere to represent of. So I and me. So why did we forget the me? the body, the womb, the container. Well, I do a whole series explaining this from the perspective, from a more galactic perspective and multidimensional perspective of how it was expressed through form galactically. But in this life, in this world, many of us forget because of our own suppression of who we are and the suppression of the me from other people, not knowing what that truly is. What it means to say, simply, I am me. And be okay with who that is. And know who that is when you say that. From family expectations, from the media, from programming, and beliefs about who you should be. And every time you suppress a part of that me, of your truth, it buries that truth even more and exiles it even more and makes it feel unheard. And with a lot of stuff about inner union coming up, and even with the Divine Mother's energy resurfacing very loudly, which is beautiful, you'll hear feminine energy, the Divine Mother energy, referred to as the heart. Is that my perspective? No. The Divine Mother energy, the feminine energy, is not the heart. However, is it a part of the heart? Yes. The me and the I make the heart coherent when they are in unity. When your divine mind and divine body are united as one, is when you can fully unlock the heart field. So why do people associate the feminine with the heart? Well, again, it goes back to those expressions and traits to the feminine that we've assigned it. Emotion, feeling, creativity, softness. And remember, love is not an emotion. It is a creative force. We feel love when we're in resonance with that force. So going back to the phrase, I am me, what is the am? Am is the breath, it is the action, it is the bridge. It is the part that creates. It is the heart. It's what unlocks when you embody your spirit in your form, allowing you to bring through more of your spirit, more of your gifts, more of your remembrances. And in today's world, we tend to focus more on one area than the other. It's not always the me that is forgotten. Sometimes it can be the I. Sometimes it can be the am. But if you're focusing too much on the I, the divine mind, you're focusing more on spirit and ascension. Too much logos. Too much on going upward. If you're focusing more on me, you're focusing more on the body, sensations, physical pleasure, and earth, but disconnecting from spirit and the origin. And if you're focusing too much on am, you're focusing too much on heart and feeling, but may lack grounding and clarity. So it is a balance of all three. And how do you balance all three? How do you unify your mind with your body, your divine mind with your divine body? Well, that's healing. That's the magnum opus journey, an inner alchemical journey, clearing your field of that which does not belong to you energetically, physically, honoring and integrating and knowing your shadow that does belong to you, knowing yourself, and your true expressions, which may evolve as they go on. You don't have to feel pressure to figure it all out at once. Unifying your body, heart, and mind, which also allows you to come into oneness with the environment around you, with Source, with the All. So I am me. Saying I am me is a reconciliation of you, the seeker, and Source. It unites divine self-awareness with embodied reflection. It is an acknowledgement of both existence and belonging. So if I am is the breath, the me is the body that caught it, and somewhere along the way, we forgot to listen.